I think you actually. now I do have to say this, Slick. My co-host Chaz is probably the lamest white boy to a certain extent, but you managed to pull that off quite well, good sir.
Of course, that's right. That's why I pull for the good people in Harlem to call in and bring a little diversity to the show. We don't have enough.
I actually wanted to head into some of our email questions for you, Slick. Now, it seems that, the whole nostalgia thing, it's tremendous. It's kicking in, obviously, with the different conventions that are out there for the fans to take part in and meet their former favorite wrestlers or former managers, former tag teams, and so on and so forth. Is there any chance that we could see a full-time WWE return for the Doctor of Style to class things up a little bit in the WWE? Because you know what? They're taking their fair share of bumps over the course of the past couple of months. And you know what? I think that there could be one answer to all of the problems, and it could be the Doctor of Style, Slick. So could we see any sort of a full-time return for you in the coming weeks and months ahead on WWE programming?
Well, you know the old cliche, never say never. Anything is possible. As you know, I was there for WrestleMania. I was also there for taping of Raw, the day that Chris Benoit, unfortunately, committed suicide. So anything is possible.
Let's see here. We got another one from the chat room. Slick, what exactly is a Jive Soul Bro?
A Jive Soul Bro is a good-looking, hip, wealthy, well-to-do, intelligent, on top of the game brother like myself.
Well, I think that's a question that's been asked through the ages for the past couple of decades.
That would make a good shirt.
What?
Jive Soul Bro.
Maybe you win the Dr. Style shirt.
Only with my picture on it. Only with my picture on it.
Slick.
It'll never fail. It'll never fail if you don't put my picture on it. I'm telling you right now.
Bring some with you to the brawl.
100%. You know what? Of course, we're going to be able to spend time with the good Doctor Style. If you are in and around the Buffalo and New York area, if you're in the Northeast, Dunn Tire Park is the place to be. Myself, the Big Mosh, and the Doctor of Style, Slick, are going to be teaming up. We're going to be special judges in the European Style Rules match, the competitors to be determined, and one of the judges to be determined. So, I got to say this, Slick. You've done some tremendous stuff in your entire career, purchasing half interest in Freddie Blassie's heel stable. But, I think that maybe the biggest accomplishment in your career could be being a judge at a ballpark brawl that with some radio show host named the Big Mosh. That'd be myself.
Well, guess what? You better be dressed to impress. I don't want anybody sitting beside me, judging, that's not looking good like the doctor's always looking good. And I'll tell you right now, if you come out there and you're not dressed to impress, I'm going to call the police.
Well, first of all, no one from the local Buffalo Police Department need attend Dunn Tire Park, because you know what? I'm actually calling the finest haberdashers in Western New York out to suit me up, good sir, because you know what? If the Doctor of Style is going to be coming out dressed to impress all the wrestling fans that are going to be there, all the fans are going to be catching the event on DVD. Chaz, I better come dressed for success.
You can't let down the Doctor of Style here. You're sitting next to the Doctor of Style, not Mr. Style, not the man they call the Style
That's
Man.
Right.
It's the Doctor of Style. So you better come correct there, Mosh. No baseball caps, no T-shirts. We want to see a pinstripe purple suit on the Mosh over here.
A pinstripe purple suit?
Absolutely.
I think maybe Slick could pull that off. I don't know if I'm too good to be able to pull that off.
You're going to have to that night. He's going to make you look bad, my man.
Exactly. Slick, I wanted to cover a couple of other things in our remaining time here. Obviously, when you decided to leave World Wrestling Entertainment, many fans know, some don't, that you spent time to become a reverend. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people in professional wrestling that they have that particular calling, and they realize, for instance, like the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Vince Russo. I don't want to say that certain individuals that lived a certain lifestyle, they sort of turn over a different leaf. So exactly what led you to be, to part ways with World Wrestling Entertainment and devote your time to ministry?
Well, as you know, when you talk about wrestling, you're talking about ministry. You're talking about two different areas of life. One certainly has nothing to do with the other. To enter into the ministry, that deals with a higher calling and a higher being. And so that was the calling that the good Lord himself placed upon my life, and I just answered the call.
Well, and you know what? I do have to say this. Back at the time when Slick came in and did his Reverend Slick, I don't even want to use the term gimmick because that was as real as it gets. And, I have to say that was not only a very innovative thing that you did, Slick, but it was very important because you know what? You managed to bring something onto television, religion, which is a very controversial topic, and people respected you because of it. People still know you because of it, and the fact that you're a very devout, religious man. That's very difficult to be able to do, especially in this day and age. But all of us here at the Ham, we're religious people ourselves, so we definitely respect what you did in that particular aspect. Final question that I got asked for you, Slick. It seems that the professional wrestling industry, and you talked about it earlier with the unfortunate tragedy of the Benoit family. One thing we're about is focusing on the positive, and it just seems that there's so much negativity recently that's being thrown away of the professional wrestling industry. If you turn on any major news show, if you turn on Nancy Grace, if you turn on Geraldo Rivera, they're bashing the professional wrestling industry. For all those wrestling fans that have been a part of the flock for so many years, that are saying, you know what, I've had it, I don't want to read any more news about this or any news about that. What advice can you give to those wrestling fans who should still stick with the product, that should still give it a final chance to sort of help steer the course with it? What advice do you give those people who for all intents and purposes, are really in their own personal time of crisis right now?
Well, let me just say this. I think that the wrestling fans should understand that people like the people that you mentioned, Geraldo, Nancy Grace, they do what they do because that's how they make their living. They are not concerned with the truth. The truth of the matter is, wrestling had nothing to do with what Chris Benoit did. He didn't do it because of wrestling. He didn't do it while wrestling. He didn't do it in a wrestling ring. What he did had to do with his own personal life and the choices that he made. And that's the same with anything in life. And so it's so unfair, this criticism of professional wrestling. Professional wrestling does not lead to people who do silly things doing that. That is because of the satanic work of Satan. It has nothing to do with wrestling.
Well, fine words spoke by the Doctor of Style, Slick, once again. Chaz, we're all going to be there. The Mayhem will be fully represented next Thursday afternoon and evening, Ballpark Brawl 8. The Doctor of Style, Slick, myself, the Big Mosh, are going to be doing it up. Special guest judges in the European-style rules match. The big headlining match, Samoa Joe against Kishi for the Natural Heavyweight Championship. Tracy Brooks is going to be there. Gail Kim's going to be there. Brutus the Barber Beefcake is going to be there in a hair versus hair match. Some of the finest young talent in professional wrestling, not only in Western New York, but throughout the entire United States, you're going to see. Parting shot for you, Slick. I'm a fine dancer myself. Every single time that I go out and, I get my groove on, I have a great time, but I got to say, can you teach me some dance moves? My birthday is this upcoming Saturday. I turn 26. So as a post-dated birthday present from the good Doctor of Style, can you teach me how to jam, Slick? Can you teach me how to jam?
I just want to say this. If you want to learn how to jam, Slickster, he's your man. If he can't do it, nobody can.
Well, you know what? Hopefully, I'll be able to get the best birthday present that I'll get this year for my 26th birthday, Chaz. You know what? The Doctor of Style, it doesn't get any better. And by the way, we also encourage you fans, a WWE DVD that they put out not that long ago, the greatest wrestling managers in professional wrestling history, the Doctor of Style, Slick, a very strong part of that DVD. Slick, it's been a pleasure having you aboard the program. We look forward to seeing you at the Ballpark Brawl. Any final words for the fans until then?
My final words for the fans until then is until then.
Short, sweet, and to the point. And
hey, could we before we let the doctor go here, could we get a turn out the lights, the party's over from you?
Turn out the lights, party's over.
Well, I got to say this as well, Slick. Our longtime co-host, the Angry Hero, next week is actually his final program. He's actually going to be heading back to grad school in Boston, Massachusetts. So I wanted you to have your own little personal moment of zen with my co-host, the Angry Hero. If you can wish him all the best in his future endeavors.
We wish you all the best in your future endeavor. We hope you study those books so you turn out to be clever.
Thanks, Slick. I appreciate it.
Well, there you go. Words well spoken. Slick, we look forward to placing names with the faces and breaking bread next Thursday. Thank you for your first ever appearance on Monday Night Mayhem, and we look forward to having a great time here in Buffalo next Thursday, August 23rd.
Thank you so very much.